What up, homies? It's your boy Stev, and welcome to the bracket. Back in 2020, like most of the world, me and Ash didn't have a lot going on, so we decided to make a list of the 130 greatest movies of all time and pit them against each other, tournament style, to see which ones came out on top. We judged them against each other in 5 categories: production, writing, acting, originality, and rewatchability. Whichever movie took the most categories moved on. Don't get me wrong, it was rarely unanimous between us, but it was always a lot of fun. Just a heads up, we did record these a few years ago, so if the timeline feels a bit weird, that's why. If you want to check out the list of the 130 movies, I'll put a link to our website in the description below. So without further ado, let's all go back to the land of 2020, where all we did was sit at home, drink excessively, and watch flicks. Enjoy. Breakfast at Tiffany's with Harry met Sally. Breakfast at Tiffany's with Harry met Sally. The verse each other.
Up against the epic showdown.
It's like so epic.
I wonder if you can tell who is who. We're both at like the same note.
You massaging the pillow.
I know.
Makes it funny.
I do it at home, and I don't know why I do it. Normally, I have a cat on my. Sorry, I'm just sitting here stroking a pillow. Yeah.
It is the most comfortable pillow in the world, though.
It's so soft. No, normally
it's like
my
a Kate Spade blanket, but it's a pillow.
I love the Kate Spade blankets. No, my cat is fat, right? So she lies on my lap all the time, and I just sit here and just. I'd be the perfect dude, like brushing my girl's hair.
But it's so appropriate that we're talking about you stroking a cat because the girl from Breakfast at Tiffany's, that's all she does. Is she
cat.
Like, yeah, cat.
She strokes cat.
Cat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I really want to stroke this pillow. I love this pillow.
Right.
Yeah.
So Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I have never seen either of these movies before.
Really? I've seen them both, but like I saw Breakfast at Tiffany's a long time ago. So this was my second time seeing it in a long time. When Harry Met Sally, I've watched it a couple of times. And the last time I watched it was actually pretty recently. Like, me and my wife watched it. But I like both these. I love both these movies. They're both very good. And I like the fact that they're both New York movies. They're both about, like, love. And that idea that, like a couple dating a bunch of other people before they find each other.
Right.
And that's kind of what both these movies...
Like Friends.
Exactly.
Right.
Fucking... I don't know why I can't remember the girl's name from Breakfast at Tiffany's. The main character.
I don't know.
I know it's Audrey Hepburn, but like her name in the movie.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I'm gonna Google it because it's important. I feel like I'm gonna say it a lot. Give me 1 second. There we go. Whereas like Harry and Sally, Holly, there it is. Holly. Yes. Whereas
I knew that Holly Golightly.
That's it. Yeah. So Holly, like, she's always dating somebody new, and even after, like. Even she's barely broken up with Paul. That's kind of a spoiler, but not really. Like, she's like she just moves from guy to guy to guy. That's kind of her thing. And she's like really fucking good at like getting people to like her. That's kind of her thing. Eh? Like, she's a super interesting character.
She has the gift of not to like her for men to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing with the window smashing and the door smashing, and they just want to get in so fucking bad, right?
She's like the movie. This movie is worth watching 100% just for her performance. She is so fucking good in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
Like, she's so likable. Like, I 100% understand why this dude falls for this girl.
She's fucking odd.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, in like. Even the scene when she, like, just randomly goes to his apartment and she is throwing everything at him. And he is like, no, I'm good. She's like, oh, it's kind of cold. Do you mind if I come into your bed with you?
Yeah, sure.
He's like, all right, yeah, whatever.
Can we lie down for 1 minute? Yeah, sure. Can you turn off the light? We're going to bed. Yeah. All right.
Like, she just knows how to get what she wants. And I love, okay. We'll talk about that more in spoilers, but, where the movie goes, I really like too. Because it's a movie that starts out as something and you think it's going to be a simple story, and it takes a turn about a halfway point that I really like. And like, I don't know, we'll get more into spoilers, but Whereas with Harry Met Sally, I think this movie's fantastic. I love the idea of like a love story, and it's like every scene is like 5 years later.
Right.
I really enjoy that, and I love the idea that it's like, can men and women be friends? It's like one of those weird things, like men and women, and then it's like, and I love how he keeps making amendments to the rule. It's like, okay, now that he's a little older, he understands, okay, men and women can be friends, but it has to be under this circumstance.
Right.
Okay, well, if both of them are in a committed relationship and both of them respect the other person's spouse, they can be friends. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of them, right? Like, and I love it. Like if a dude finds a girl attractive, there's no way he can be friends with her. What if he finds her unattractive? Doesn't matter. They can't be friends with her either.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much wants to have sex with everybody. Like, and and I think both stars are at the top of their game in this movie.
Yeah.
Meg Ryan's fantastic. Billy Crystal's spectacular. Like, they're both really, really good in this movie. And like, they're both really good at playing every era too. Like, they're both like early 20s to 40s, I want to say.
That car ride is so funny when he's like spitting the grapes. It's like, what the fuck?
I actually laughed out loud.
Because I would be the exact same way. But I would probably say like, hey man, it's driving me fucking crazy. Can you not do that?
I think the first one he does, he like puts it in his mouth, he makes a point, and then he
window.
spits and it smacks over the window, and then he just like slowly looks at her. He's like, do you want me to roll the window down the next time? It's like, I actually laughed out loud. That was a good joke. But
and you could see that like they didn't want to separate because she even drops him off, and they had this awkward.
Well, that's the thing. She says right off. No, here's the thing. He immediately is like, okay, see you later, and he like goes to walk away. But she has the bit because he says like they can't be friends, and then she has the bit. She's like, well, that sucks because you're the only person I know in New York City. And then when she drops him off, he's very like, okay, see you later. But she's kind of like, hey, like it's almost like she wants like his number just to like have a friend. And he's very like, see ya, like, thank you for the ride. And he just kind of like walks away. And they don't exchange numbers, which I find interesting.
See, but that's really sad though, because then they would have ended up together.
No, and that's what makes it so good. Is they had to be older, right? They had to be older to respect each other. Do you see what I'm saying?
All right, but I'm saying that maybe they could have been together.
Maybe, but yeah. And then Carrie Fisher in a role that isn't Princess Leia. It's kind of a weird. Yeah. It's kind of a weird thing seeing Princess Leia, not Princess Leia. You know what I mean?
Shit, she's still Princess Leia.
Oh, it's true. Now. It's true. And I love that. Yeah. Another movie directed by Rob Reiner, who directed This Is Spinal Tap, a movie we covered in an earlier episode. So I don't know how 2 Rob Reiner movies snuck onto this list, this epic list.
But these movies I've heard of them before.
Yeah.
Breakfast at Tiffany's, I was very worried about because I can't stand old movies. Mm-hmm. But I was like, all right, well, I gotta watch. I like that she doesn't have a name for her cat.
It's just Cat.
Man, my cat wishes her name was not Noodle. She wishes.
You enjoyed Breakfast at Tiffany's? Even though it was older?
She's a little off the deep end for me. Her personality kind of drove me a little nuts.
Yeah, I think she's fantastic. But I think as a character, she's great. I couldn't have her as a friend. She would drive me crazy.
It's just her. Like, even whenever he's like, "Can I use your phone?" and she's like, "Oh yeah, I put it in the suitcase because it's loud. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go pet cat. Oh yeah, I gotta do. Wait, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna need a rope. Nope, wait, I'm just gonna use the phone." And just the way her brain works like that. Yeah,
even like the scene. There's a scene where she brings home the new boyfriend, and she gets the telegram, and then he like calls down to Paul, and Paul calls up. Oh, he's up. Yeah, he calls up to Paul, and Paul like shows up, and she's like whipping wine bottles at the door and shit. And he's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I don't know." Like she just read this telegram, and all of a sudden she's fucking throwing shit. He's like, "Do you mind dealing with this?" And Paul's like, "What the fuck? Like, why am I doing this?"
That scene was the only exception.
And that's true, but like,
because I would be the same way.
And that's true, and I could see that, but like,
I'd be fucking.
But like,
I don't know if I'd be destroying my own shit.
But that's just her character, right? It's so like. 1 second she's this way, and another second she's like off the deep end.
She's so extra.
And she's got like the boyfriend, the mob boss boyfriend in prison at the beginning. It's like, what the fuck? She's such an interesting character. I think she's super interesting. But But I really like the slow burn of When Harry Met Sally. Like, I just like this. I think both of them are fantastic. I think both their friends are great characters.
So it's so relatable because I have a friend like that. And that's what kills me, where I'm like, we both, you know, we both have the similar personalities. We could both deal with each other, but we still talk all the time. I'm not saying we call each other before bed every night. Mm-hmm. We don't. But yeah, it's just funny. So I watched that movie and it was relatable. And I was like, oh, I liked how relatable this was to me. Like, I like that.
Okay.
You know, but you know Alex too. I talk to Alex all the time.
Oh, really? Still?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about him the
Were
other
you?
day.
Yeah, like him and my boyfriend hang out. They're fine. Everything's fine.
Really?
Like, they don't hang out alone, but like we go to the bars all the time.
That's
yeah,
true.
and everything's fine. It's not weird, and it should be. And it's like
Yeah.
exactly what Harry said. Like back when we were younger, I don't know if we could be friends.
Yeah.
But now that we're older, you respect mine. I respect your woman. Why not? Like, why can't we hang out? It doesn't make sense.
It's true.
So I found that very relatable. Are me and Alex going to get together? No. But I do find it relatable.
Okay.
In a way. I like that, like, it's the opposite. It's like, I'm one of the only people that can handle him.
Okay.
His personality is just, he is so just dry. And people can't, just like Harry, no one can stand really Sally, right? Because she's so, like...
But both of them, like, he is so just dark and like...
I love their friends,
zero...
too. Their friends, when they met, that was fun.
That is funny. But I like, she is so high maintenance. Like I love the whole, like, I want a pie, and it's got to be apple, and it's got to be warm, and you got to have...
the ice cream or whatever on the side. Top.
But if you don't have vanilla ice cream, then I'll take strawberry ice cream, but not an apple pie. Like, it's just like... Jesus.
And that's what he says when he's like, it takes you fucking 15 minutes to order a coffee.
Yeah. And I love because, like, he orders just the number 3. That's like, we don't even know what the fucking number 3 is. It's like, I'm assuming it's a series of things, and he's okay with all of it.
Well, I'm guessing like the normal, like eggs, potatoes.
Yeah, but it's just like,
bread.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll just take a number 3. And then she's like, she's ordering a salad and a fucking pie. And it's like, it's ridiculous.
I know what you mean. Yeah, that was a good pair up. These two were a good pair up.
I agree.
Do you want to talk about points, or do you want to...
Yeah, let's do some points.
You want to spoil it?
What do you got? Here, you know what? I'm going to... You go ahead.
No, you go first.
No,
you
go ahead.
have something you want to say.
No, you go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I mean, ladies first, always. So, I'm going to play a fun game with you.
Okay.
It's 4 against 1. The 1 is for acting.
Oh. I'm assuming... Oh my god, did you put 4 for Breakfast at Tiffany's? Because I would have thought Breakfast at Tiffany's had better acting than When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So...
Breakfast at Tiffany's had acting.
Oh, never mind. I just see what I did there.
Yeah, you did it opposite.
Wah.
Yeah, Harry's got the other 4.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna throw it out there. Mine's dead even to 250 to 250, like 2.5, 2.5.
No.
Yeah, I really.
What was the 0.5?
I'll even look it up just to make sure. Oh, it was production, and the only reason why it was production is because I can't think of a reason why either of them deserve production.
That's a good one.
And that's the problem, right? So,
see, my problem was Tiffany's was in the same apartment.
Yeah, that's true. But it was kind of
no, Harry and Sally went everywhere.
That's true. Whereas, like, so acting, I thought Breakfast at Tiffany's deserved it.
Yeah.
I thought originality, they deserved it. But I thought writing and rewatchability, Harry Met Sally.
You know what? I'll be cool with you. I will give you... Oh, no, I did give originality to Tiffany's. I gave acting to Harry, so let me switch that.
Okay.
Originality and acting go to Tiffany's.
Okay.
But production, story, and rewatchability.
So, When Harry Met Sally wins.
Yes.
But, Breakfast at Tiffany's, worth a watch? What do you think?
Honestly, I didn't mind it. Even though it's an old movie and it scared me half to bejesus, I actually didn't mind it. Okay. I liked her scatteredness. You're right. I don't know if I could
I could never hang out
hang
with her.
out with her, but like she's entertaining.
I could go to a party where she's like the host, or like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it was free alcohol.
Exactly. She's a great host, but like, I think she would drive me crazy if we were just hanging out one-on-one.
Aubrey Hepburn. I've never seen her in anything before, but I recognize the name.
Yeah, she's pretty popular.
I like watched her. I read her filmography and her television.
Yeah.
And
this is pretty much the thing she's most known for. She didn't really act much after the 80s, I want to say.
There must be like a model shoot or something. There's some way I know that name.
Yeah.
But anyways, Harry Met Sally, you carry on, and Tiffany's, honestly, if you told me you wanted to go the opposite way, I would have.
Yeah. I really like her When Harry Met Sally. I think it's a good movie. And it's one of those movies where I've watched it a couple of times, and every time I watch it, I say to myself, God, I forget how good that movie is. Every time.
Oh, you know what movie it reminds me of a lot is The Glove, and they both have the glove. It's a love story.
Oh, you're talking about Serendipity.
Serendipity.
I like that movie a lot,
That
too.
movie gives me Serendipity vibes.
I agree.
Crazy.
First of all, John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale are a much better... No. No.
That's a good fucking
That's
movie.
a good movie. And
when she's like, if it's meant to be...
And I love it because they actually do pick the same... Like...
The same spot.
Yeah, no. So she's like, okay, we're going to go into this elevator. You go to that elevator, and you're going to pick a floor. And if we end up on the same floor, it's
and
not
then
to
something
be.
happens.
And they both pick the same floor. But then all of a sudden, a kid walks in and touches all the buttons.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, is it serendipity that's working with them or against them? Like, what would that be? Fate? That kid came in and fucked with them? Like,
maybe, as you said, like this movie, they needed the years.
Maybe that's it. Either way.
I love that movie.
Spoilers next.
Spoilers. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I can't even do it.
Spoiling things.
I think we're going to find out. We're going to lose ways of saying spoilers after a while.
I'm pretty sure we've already. I'm pretty sure we do it the same way every time.
That was a good point.
All right, yeah, let's talk about. I
really liked that she didn't name her cat. That was a cute idea.
Cat.
Cat.
Here's the thing. I really like the fact that Breakfast at Tiffany's kind of takes a weird, like the story of Breakfast at Tiffany's kind of takes a weird left turn about halfway, where it's, why don't we do things that neither of us have never done before?
I actually really like that idea.
I love that idea. I was like, oh, that is so cute. And you think it's like a throwaway, like, okay, but they continue that on for like a solid quarter of the movie. They just keep, and it's like, I think the one was like, going to jail, never done that before, so that's me, you know what I mean? Like, your turn next. Like, I love, like, I've never stolen before. All right, so they steal the masks?
The masks. Yeah, like, what I loved, and I know this has nothing to do with the movie, that library scene really screwed me up.
Which one? The one where...
How they have to, like, give the slip to the front desk, and they have a number, and they gotta wait, and it's the most interesting way of running a library. That way, not everybody is touching the books. Only the front desk touches the books. And they can see if it's good or not. I found that really interesting. When was this movie done? In the 80s?
Oh, this was 1961.
Not that old.
Breakfast at Tiffany's? 1961.
Is it seriously that old?
Yeah.
Fuck. It's older than our parents. Literally.
No, my dad's 1960. And mom's my 1950.
He is 60. Yeah, 50, like 6. Close. Okay,
Yeah.
Mom was 4.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Which is funny because there's a moment when he's like, "Oh, I released a book," and she's like, "When's the last book you released?" And he was like, 1956 or something. I was like, "Damn, that's old!" And I was like, "Oh, wait a second, that was only like 4 years ago for her."
That's hilarious.
But
Yeah,
I think that's a cute. Yeah, and then like they go to take his book out, and then he starts signing it. And she's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
like,
you're ruining the book.
And then she's like, "Let's get the fuck out of here!" And, like, I think her character's fantastic. She's the worst influence. She's the worst like type of person to hang out with. Like,
Well, you already knew she was because she's like, when you're in a bad mood, you go to Tiffany's. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
And I love the whole, like, they got the ring engraved. That's kind of cute.
What was the ring engraved with?
Oh, I don't remember. She whispers it.
Right.
And I thought it was their initials.
Well,
I thought it was his initials and then Heart's and then her initials.
It kind of showed it on the...
It never really does show it, though.
But, yeah.
I don't actually remember what the initials are. But,
Alright, just curious.
but I do like that ending where she's like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm peacing. And then he's like, no, like, you gotta stay. And then she ditches the cat, and you're like, no! Like, and I love the fact that he's like, you know what, fuck you, pretty much. Like, in the 1960s version of, oh, fuck you, is like, very politely telling her off and running
Man,
away.
that 30-minute long speech like, the equivalent of slamming a door. It's like, buddy, just close the door. No, you're not done yet? Just close the door. It's fine. No, okay. We're still here.
And then he goes to find the cat, which I think is super cute.
He did.
And then she shows up, and then she finds it.
I found that super sweet that he went to go get the cat.
Yeah, he's like, I have to go get this cat. Like,
which is funny because the cat was a stray to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
he's like, can't leave the cat over here.
Yeah,
it's all wet and sad.
And it was weird too when they started introducing like her past, where like her first husband was like the farmer.
I didn't like that part when like, oh, you need to come home. You know, your brother, like, that whole part was odd.
It was strange, right? Like, it
shouldn't have been there. And she's, like, holding his hand out the bus, and she's like,
yeah,
I'm not,
like, she loves him, obviously. And that's what's so interesting about it. It's like, she loves him, but she just can't live on this farm anymore. She has to. She's a fucking big fish in a small pond, you know?
She's
like,
a butterfly.
Yeah. She's a fucking peacock. You gotta let her fly.
They don't fly.
Dude, let's get something straight right now. Peacocks, they don't fly.
They don't fly. I don't think they do.
That's the thing, right? So, super interesting character. Yeah, and there's a lot of like little funny comedy bits too. Like, I love him like at the party and he's like crawling at people's feet to like open that box.
Yeah.
And then one dude sits on him thinking he's a chair, like shit like that. It's like a little.
He
funny...
just answers the phone.
Yeah, little funny comedy beats, but yeah, it was a good fucking movie. I really enjoyed the shit out of it. It's good.
I didn't mind it. Yeah, Harry Met Sally, same for me. Like, I think you're right. They're both so, like, he is such an asshole.
Yeah. But...
And she is so high, like...
Uh-huh. But it's weird. I don't even know if I'd call him an asshole. There's something so strange about him.
He's too... No.
He's obnoxious. No. I don't know.
Now we're used to that straight arrow, because that's how I am.
Yeah.
Back when the movie was made, when was the movie
1989.
made? That was not normal.
It's true. And it's like... But it's like that idea where it's like... He's very straight. And he's very dry. And I don't think he would call himself an asshole. I think he's just... very dark, you know what I mean? Like, whereas she is so high maintenance. They are such like an odd couple, but they totally work. And and it's funny because this brought me back to a time. So anytime they like talk on the phone all night, and they do that quite a bit. I remember when I was in grade school and I would talk to people on the phone all night, like talk to girls and stuff at night. And it just brought me back to that time when people would do that. I don't know if people do that anymore. I doubt it with like social media and stuff. I miss like landlines.
There was, the last time I used to do that was about 7 years ago. But that's because I lived on Manitoula and he lived in Kitchener. Again, it was just a buddy. And we talked on the phone every night. I remember his name. Not going to say it on here. Yeah. We're not friends anymore. But yeah, I remember doing that. And I know that feeling of just talking about anything. Yeah. Or not, just watching TV and just sitting there.
I remember that. I remember I would talk to this person every night, and it was back when that 70s show was on there. Like, back when it was just coming out. So, new episodes of that 70s show was still playing. And it was like one of those things. Every Tuesday, we would just fucking watch that 70s show and, like, chill on the phone. And, like, sometimes we wouldn't even talk to each other. We would just be on the phone with each other.
Right. You know By the way, there's a scene in that 70s show where Donna is wearing a Skylon Tower t-shirt. I love that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute.
I think that's hilarious. Cute. I'm like, of all the fucking cities in the world,
Skylon
you
Tower.
chose the Skylon. Because, like, I was watching, like, Princess Diana documentary, and she has pictures of her and her sons on, like, Maid of the Mist. That's normal. Everyone's been on the Maid of the Mist.
Yeah.
But Skylon Tower, you wasted your time at the Skylon Tower. What the fuck?
Yeah, really though.
But then again, back then, how many years ago? 20 years ago, was that a good place to be?
In the 70s? Yeah, fucking...
I actually remember going there as a kid, and it was the shit.
That's true.
The revolving dining room? I remember that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now it's garbage.
Is it still... I haven't been in the Skyline Tower since I was in fucking high school.
There's an arcade downstairs.
Is there still the arcade and shit?
I think so, yeah. And there's a revolving dining room still. It's just garbage. It sucks.
I haven't been there in so long.
But yeah, you can still take the elevator to the top and shit. Yeah, you can still do it. But anyways, I found that really funny that of all the fucking cities in the world, she was wearing a Skyline Tower shirt. Yeah. Anyways, Skyline Tower is here in Niagara Falls. Anyways, if anybody doesn't know. But yeah, so I know what you mean though, because we would watch TV and just sit there. As long as you know that it's like company.
It's being in the same room. But the thing, people don't talk on the phone anymore. People don't really interact with anybody.
Not anymore.
They just fucking... It's like live tweeting. It's like the same thing. What we were doing back then. It's what...
I've maybe messaged my boyfriend maybe 8 messages in the past week.
Yeah.
I get it because of our situation. We live together and stuff. But, we don't text. Why? Yeah. It's just nowadays, it's so overrated.
Me and my wife work together. We both work from home.
Right.
I don't think I text her at all. I think she texted me a TikTok that you might have sent her, actually.
Probably.
So, and it was... Because I remember getting it while I was working. I was at my desk.
The last message he sent me was, "Can you bring my charger to work?" And then the next message was, "What do you want at Wendy's?" And I gave him my order. That's literally... That charger conversation is amazing because it's just, we're so ridiculous. But literally, how was your day? No, fuck off. I actually made a TikTok cookbook over the past few days.
No shit.
So I'm going to make some food next week, yeah. Dylan is fucking, so irritated. This is the names. One is called the Lasagna Dome, and he's like, that already sounds fucking disgusting.
Isn't that... What did I see that off of? Isn't that okay, is that a bun cake? Is that what it's called with the hole in the middle?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what a bundt cake is.
With the hole in the...
Yeah.
With the...
I know what a bundt cake is.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I don't know what lasagna you're talking about.
Okay, but is that what I'm talking about? The hole in the middle?
No.
That pan?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a bundt cake.
Okay, thank you. So I watched a thing. It might have been actually one of the Tasty videos or something where they made a lasagna in that, where they so they put the fucking the pasta and they filled it with meat sauce and shit, and then the cheese, and then they made it so it's flush on the bottom, and then they cooked it, and then when they were ready to serve, they just flipped it over.
Okay, it's the same fucking idea.
But it's it's round.
That's the same idea, but it's in a big stainless steel mixing bowl.
Okay.
The same fucking idea.
Sounds
awesome.
One
is called armadillo eggs. One is called, what drives him fucking crazy, he hated it, was pizza pasta. And he's like, Ash, I know what the fuck is already in it, and I already don't want it. Because he thinks it's tomato sauce and pepperonis.
Yeah.
It's not. But anyways.
What's pizza pasta then? I'm very curious now.
It's half tomato sauce, half Alfredo, and you treat it like a cream sauce pizza. So spinach, roasted red peppers, bacon, chicken, or pepperonis. I'm going to do sausage, roasted red peppers, spinach, maybe a couple jalapenos. That's it.
Nice.
But his brain was pizza pasta? Seriously? How fucking unoriginal. And then he thought he knew what the recipe was. So for the listeners, if this is on the podcast or not, my boyfriend's a chef. He's a cook. So anything I put on that list, he's going to be I already know how to fucking make that.
Yeah.
I already know how to make that too. All right. So he's unenthused. That's the problem. So he's creamy garlic pork chops. Oh, I can fucking make that right now without the fucking recipe. But he's missing the whole point. It's encouraging me to cook.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to be oh, I'm cooking dinner tonight. What am I making? I want that.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I like cooking dinner.
Exactly.
It's fantastic. I made fresh pasta yesterday, from scratch.
Dylan made pasta a couple of weeks ago.
For Christmas, my wife got me a pasta roller for your KitchenAid.
Yeah, we have the same one.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Except we have one for fettuccine, spaghettini, and...
I just got the one that just flattens it. It doesn't actually like make the pasta, so I have to like cut it myself. So I made like some thick ass fucking noodles, like, so they were like probably like that thick. They were like crazy thin. They were like as thin as you could get them, but like the width was like that. It was fantastic. It was so good.
So what you're be into next? Because you obviously don't need any of the cutters. Then because you don't need because you can cut it yourself.
Just cut it myself.
The thing that you need that I'm gonna buy them is the shells. It's a shell maker and it just pops out and it cuts it itself.
Yeah. Okay.
How fucking cool is that?
That's cool.
So anyways, you can make like little, I don't know what they're called, rigatonis or spirals, or you can do penne or whatever, and it just does it itself. You just put the dough in and turn it on and you walk away. It's fucking rad, and it's like $80.
That is really cool.
So anyways, I want to make my own pasta.
Yeah, it's fun. It's easy too. It's two fucking ingredients.
It's like eggs and flour.
That's it. Literally.
Eggs, flour, and water.
No, just
literally eggs and flour.
You make like a well out of flour, and you.
It's like 4 eggs or something.
I did 2, but you could do 4. You could do as much as you want. And that's the thing, and it's a recipe that doesn't really. Like, if you have too much flour, it's not going to fuck anything up.
Right.
Like, and then you just keep whisking it and just adding more flour, and then until you can't whisk it anymore because it's like a dough. Then you just knead it for like 10 minutes. And then like the flour that you don't use because it doesn't pick it up will just sit there. It's not like it'll get too much flour, you know what I mean? And then you like wrap it for like 10 minutes or like a half an hour to like let it rest, I guess. I don't know. And then you just fucking throw it in the...
I heard it's so well, if he can do it himself at home on first try.
Yeah. It's different too. Like the taste and texture is different.
Do you like it?
I do like it. I think it's good.
Okay, so if you can season it, what would you season it with? Would you go crazy?
Me personally, I would put black pepper in the pasta.
Okay, so I was thinking like garlic chunks and like minced garlic or shaved garlic and salt and pepper.
Yeah, I don't know if you need...
What about lemon juice? Anything like that?
No, see, that's the thing. You do lemon juice in the sauce itself. I would do just black pepper. If it was just for me, because my wife doesn't really like black pepper. I would do black pepper in the thing, and then you, like, fold it in on itself, and then you, like...
Okay, because I don't eat tomato sauce, right? So mine is just butter and oil.
Okay. You know what you might like, actually? You might like a bacon carbonara. You ever had it?
That is on my TikTok list. That's Dylan's favorite dish.
It is so
It's his favorite pasta dish.
Good.
I heard. And it's so easy. It's just an egg. I already know.
Yeah, but it's technical. You gotta
and parm. You have to mix together. I know how to make it.
You gotta like... Okay, so you gotta cook the pasta first. You gotta cook the bacon in the pan. You gotta leave all the oil in the pan, like with the bacon. And then you put the pasta and some pasta water in the pan.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's got enough liquid in there. And then you add the eggs, but you gotta put a shitload of parm in with the eggs.
Yeah, mix that up.
Because you want the parm to cook instead of the eggs. So you literally dump it in, and if there's enough like water and oil, dump it in, and then just instantly do like a flip.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, just fucking stir it then. I don't know. Use a fucking spatula. And if you do it correctly, the parm will emulsify with like the water, because the water has a lot of starch in it, because it's like pasta water. And the eggs won't cook. And it'll make a cream sauce. And it is so fucking good, because it's literally like the bacon, eggs, parm, and parsley at the end. And if you want to throw garlic in there, you can throw some garlic in there too, because a lot of people do that too. But
yeah, I've heard. I know. It's on my list.
There's one that's on my list. I think it's called... Oh, I'm going to fucking butcher it, but it's like pasta aioli or whatever the fuck it is.
Aioli?
No, see, it's not aioli. It's like... I don't remember. But anyway, what it is it's a shitload of vegetable oil. Or just oil. Okay, so more than you would normally do. So it makes like, it coats the bottom, and there's like a little bit in there. And then you take a shitload of garlic, and you chop it super thin, and you throw it into the pan, like a shitload. So it's just like circles like that are thin of garlic. Throw it in the pan, and you do it until it's like do it until it's like brown, and then throw some like red chili flakes in there, and then just throw the pasta in that with some Parmesan, and it's apparently spectacular. It's just like it's literally just garlic, oil, and parsley. It's like garlic, oil.
What is up with you and parsley?
It's a fucking pasta thing. That's what every recipe seems to call for, is parsley. which is weird because you think it'd be basil.
I don't really use any of those.
Oh, see, I like basil. Basil is one of my favorite fucking herbs. It's so good.
I have so many appetizers. There's a Dorito nachos. That's with pulled pork.
Ooh.
That sounds so fucking good. Like, there's so many. I'll take a picture of my list, and you can see if you want any. I have gyros, chicken gyros.
Nice.
I have lemon chicken. I have lemon. Oh my gosh, salmon, Tuscan salmon. I have so many recipes. But anyways, that's what I did for breastfeeding. It took me like 10 hours
No shit.
to watch all these videos. I think I have probably 50 watching all these TikToks.
That's like there's a type of pasta too. I think it's called pasta Genovese or whatever. And what it is like I want to say it's pork or beef or something, but the big thing is you need like 15 pounds of onions. You need a shitload of onions, and you literally cook them for like hours. So you like throw them in a fucking pot, and you like oil them, and then you like literally just let it simmer for like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and then you throw beef in there and you let it like cook with it. I can't remember exactly, but I went to cook it once. One time I bought all the onions, I chopped them up, it took me all fucking day. But the problem was, because it takes so long, I decided to cook it overnight. So I was like going to stay up all night and like until this was done, and then I was going to let it sit. Because you're supposed to let it sit for like 12 hours or whatever. And put all the onions in the pan, turned it on. I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to watch a movie. And I fell asleep. And I woke up at like 6 a.m, and the onions were fucking black. They were like burnt to a fucking crisp. And it bummed me out so
You're
much.
so lucky
Yeah.
that's all that
I know.
happened.
Either way, when Harry met Sally.
Yeah.
I love that scene. When they try to hook their friends up with each other, and then the friends end up going.
I love that. They like push the
Yeah.
Harry and Sally out the way to go get in the cab together, and then they get married.
Yeah. And I love the wagon wheel conversation because that's fucking super realistic. Like, you're not gonna have that, but it's my favorite thing, and I love it. She's like, oh, what does she say? It's like this and the bar stools, like they're both. It's like, now you're going after my bar stools, like.
You know what? It is realistic.
Yeah.
Because like.
And I can only imagine. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but I can only imagine having like an apartment in New York. You know what I mean? Like, and having to fit all this shit in. I have a house, and it's hard to fit shit in.
Right.
So.
Like, yeah, because, like, Dylan being a nerd, right? I was like, all right, you can put your stuff in your room however you want, in your office. Nowhere else, please. Like, just some stuff needs to go in there. Like your Bon Jovi posters, they can go in there.
Yeah, Bon Jovi's pretty sweet.
I love Bon Jovi. But, yeah, honestly, I really enjoyed this movie. I did. Mm-hmm. I love the story. I did feel for them at the end. Like, the whole movie, I'm just like, you guys fucking belong together. What are you doing?
Yeah, right? Like,
the whole movie, I felt that.
And it's one of those, and it's funny because, like, they both knew that they loved each other. It's one of those things, like.
They were kissing each other on the lips the whole time.
That was the most interesting thing, right? I don't know what it is. I always get queasy when people kiss each other on the lips that aren't, like, together.
Oh, I had a friend like that. Yeah, a guy friend like that. And Manitoulin.
Oh, yeah?
Have a good night. Just left. All the time. Yeah. It's not weird when you're in the moment. It's not weird.
Okay.
The first time it's weird. But after that, you're just like, it's normal.
Okay.
He knew who I was with and stuff. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't feel weird to me. But the whole time, I'm like, they knew.
Yeah,
They knew. And then they slept together, and then...
And he tries to fucking... But, like, it's not like he pieces right after. He waits till the morning, and he's like, I gotta go to work. And I love that conversation when, like, they're talking to their best friends, and they're, like, in bed right next to each other.
Because Dylan really loves my best friend's husband, Sean. So I think it's so funny that I feel like if they were closer, that's what it would have been. It's just us both talking to them. Yeah. And they're both
I love it that both of them are like, why don't you come on over? And both of them are like... And then both Harry and Sally are like, nah, it's okay. It's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, so, we can't not talk about When Harry Met Sally and not talk about the famous orgasm scene. What do you think? It's a great punchline, right?
Yeah.
It's a very funny joke. And then when she's like, "I'll have what she's having," it's one of my favorite punchlines in cinema
That
history.
that was a good punch.
I'll have what she's having. Like,
Hey, at least she fucking went for it. Because especially me, like I'm not really an embarrassed kind of person. I don't even think I could do that in public. She fucking went.
She goes for it
there,
and it's super interesting because there's the second diner scene in the movie. I think there's only the two. The scene is when they're driving across the country. They go to the diner, and in that scene, they're talking about how she's never had sex before.
right?
So it's very funny that the next
And
time
you're in the diner.
yeah, it's almost like reversed. Like
She's like, yeah, she's had so many guys.
yeah. It's like 5 years later or whatever, like 10 years later. But I really like this movie a lot. I'm really happy.
Carries on.
However you enjoyed it, and
Yeah, my first time watching it, right? I did enjoy it. You know what? I'm actually kind of happy it's going up in the semifinals. So
good.
I don't know what it's with, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Once I get a list of semifinals, I'm just gonna reorganize it.
Oh,
But
I did not know that. I thought you were going to keep it the same order.
oh, I mean, I can.
But anyways, honestly, Rocky of Horror. But honestly, I really liked this movie. I really did. It was a great movie. Both of them were. Sorry, Breakfast. Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, Tiffany's. Sorry, Holly.
Not sorry, Holly.
You were charming, but
Go lightly.
not as charming as Harry and Sally together.
Yeah, they belonged together. They were sweet. So,
Anyway.
bye, 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 bye.